All right, we are heading to Laguna, Niguel to see the Niguel Botanical Garden in, like I said, Laguna, Niguel. It is an 18-acre public park, and it is free, so if you are in that area, you might want to check it out. So hopefully we will see a lot of interesting plants. See you in a second. All right, so here is the start of the preserve. And the plants are labeled, so that's great. Mexican bush sage, Salvia leucantha. Bougainvillea. Here is some Verbena de la Mina. No flowers on it at the moment. Very drought tolerant. Needs very little water, if any. Those are California poppies. They aren't out yet. I'll have to come back here again when the plants are blooming. This is the first week of March. There's the plumbago. Okay, here's that ice plant. Pretty flowers. You know that yellow stuff? I think that might be mustard. I could be wrong. But that stuff is really invasive in California. Here's a view of the surrounding area. Oh, they have a swimming pool down there. That's the community center. Boy, this mustard stuff is all over the place. All right, look what I see up there. Now that's what I'm talking about. Those are the type of plants I like to see. Great view. Hopefully there's a way up to get there. And then there is another aloe type tree over there. All right, this is mustard and it is called black mustard. And you can see how it has just spread everywhere. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get a shot of it, but a huge coyote just went trekking right across the trail. I mean, it was huge. Okay, it was off to the right. It ran to the right. I'm gonna keep talking so that it knows somebody's here. It probably heard us talking anyway. That's why it took off. I mean, normally coyotes don't bother you, but they will go after dogs and really small children in some cases. All right, that's a Brazilian orchid tree. Let's get on a better topic here, back to the flowers. Well, this will look pretty once the poppies come out. Now these are pretty. This is very pretty. That would be this plant here. And here we have some trailing rosemary. Ooh, some type of geranium or pelargonium or whatever you call them. Okay, here we go. Here's an aloe. Some other succulent here with the geraniums. And they're very drought tolerant, so if you want to mix your aloes and desert type plants, they go really well with geraniums because geraniums are also a bit on the drought tolerant side. Okay, Peruvian pepper tree. Now that's a messy tree, these pepper trees, but pretty. And here's some alyssum. Everybody knows that plant. Bees love it, or pollinators do. Now I have this plant at home. The name is escaping me. When I remember it, I'll put the name across the screen. And there is some golden yarrow back there. Now, mine is in bloom, so maybe everything already bloomed here. I don't know. Okay, there's some more Verbena de la Mina in the back there. Yeah, these plants look like they need a little bit of attention. Oh, that is pretty. That might be Ceanothus, which is also known as a California lilac. Very pretty. Now this plant here, there is no sign. I also have this at home, and this is California sage, white sage, which has a great scent. I love this stuff. I could wear that as a perfume. I wouldn't mind that. Woolly blue curls. Now, a lot of these are California native plants that I've been showing you. So it does not look like these receive any supplemental irrigation, so it shows you what you can grow without irrigation. Very pretty. Oh, here we go. We have some agaves. And it looks like some other type of succulent planted in front of them. And they're in some part shade. That's why they look so nice and healthy. I mean, you don't have to put them in shade. You can put them in full sun, but these look like they do not have any damage from high heat and sun. Now that is pretty. Okay, that succulent type plant is called Cistanathae grandiflora. Jade plant. Or crassula. And this is Aeonium kiwi. And the crassula ovata looks like it just finished blooming. And here is a really big sticks on fire euphorbia. This is really pretty in here. Another sticks on fire. Another huge jade back there. You know, I was starting to get a little disappointed in this garden, but now that I've seen all this, it does not disappoint. More sage, and then the woolly blue curls back there. Okay, yellow soap aloe. Never heard of that one. Campfire crassula. I don't see that. Okay, that is a golem jade right there. Hobbit jade, crassula ovate. Oh, crassula ovate, which is also called a golem jade or Shrek's ears. Oh, look at that big plant back there. Oh, it looks like there's a trail there because my husband's there. How did you get up there? Is there a path? Oh, good. Oh my gosh, this is the spot I want to be in. Okay, here it is. Look at this. What a beauty. Now you'd have to have a bit of space for this guy. And this garden is free to visit, and no charge for parking either. Agave attenuata here. Something's been munching on them real good. Oh, yeah. Look at the culprit back there. Snails. Aeoniums. More aeoniums. Crassula. Those guys are huge. This looks like copper spoons. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me feel the leaves. No, it's not. They're not furry like copper spoons. They almost feel a little bit waxy. Okay, this is a Dracaena Draco, not an aloe tree. Canary Islands. I'll get a better shot of it. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. You know, it looks like copper spoons, but the leaves, well, maybe it is, I don't know, but it looks like it. The leaves on my copper spoons are just a little bit fuzzy. Looks like something back there was blooming out. You see the big bloom spike? Okay, you gotta check these out. Aren't these beautiful? You can see them in their different stages of bloom. Gorgeous. Okay. It is called Tango Pincushion. This park is about 26 miles from our home, so it's not that far, but it was well worth the trip. Aloe Cameronii. I have some in my yard that I need to separate. It has a lot of pups. And they will turn a bright red if you stress them out and give them hardly any water. Okay, we just went down Succulent Row where we just were. Now we're going to head to the formal garden. Weber Manzanita. Oh, okay. That's this guy, I believe. Purple trailing lantana. Lots of butterflies in this area. Another bougainvillea. Rosemary. I love Italian cypress. I have 3 of them in my backyard, and I have never trimmed mine. Some people will just chop them right off at the top, and so they just look like big fat columns, but they are so much, they're really beautiful when they're left unchopped. And a little space in between them. A lot of people pack them close together and then chop the tops off for privacy, but I don't think it's a very nice look. Okay, we might get a sun flare here, but I want you to see how the Italian cypress look. Fortnight lily, I believe. Very pretty. Is there no label here, no tag. These things do multiply. I used to have one, and they will come up all over the place, so it's hard to get rid of, but if you're persistent and keep pulling them out, you will get rid of them. But if they were in a spot that was not good, so that's why I got rid of mine, but they are awfully pretty. Now that status, that is also extremely drought tolerant, so it's another good plant to plant among your succulents and cacti. These look like they are crepe myrtle. Yeah, all the way down here. You can tell by the bark. I bet that's pretty when they're in bloom. Now I don't know what type of tree that is, but it sure is pretty. Grevillea, bare flowering grevillea plus silk oak. Okay. This is a red emo bush. Bottle brush tree, and you can see why it's called a bottle brush tree. Little brush-like blooms. Oh, now this is pretty. I want to say Australian tea tree, but I bet I'm wrong. We'll have to see if there is a name tag. I don't see one. Okay, I bet I'm wrong. Let me look this one up. Okay, I was wrong. It is not an Australian tea tree. However, I was right in that it's from Australia. So it's a brilliant hot bush. Dondene micro something. These little flowers are so pretty. Or leaves, maybe they're, you know, they might not be called flowers. I'm not sure. But very pretty. Oh, that must be the hot seed part, those little flowers, which are not flowers. Okay, so here is an Australian bottle tree. And it's unfortunate somebody carved on it, but you can see how well it grows here in Southern California. We can grow a lot of plants that are from Australia, plus plants that are from the Mediterranean, because Southern California is considered a Mediterranean type climate. And once again, this is the first week in March. And here is a bird of paradise, and I guess this is also known as parrot's beak. Well, I'm glad I only saw that big, huge coyote and not one of those rattlesnakes, but this is the time of the year when you will see a lot of them out and about, little babies. And those are the worst. Baby rattlesnakes are worse than the adults because they can't control how much venom they eject into you. They just go wild. But anyway, glad I didn't see one of those guys. And that is why that coyote was so healthy and big. We've seen a few of these guys running around. But actually that coyote that I saw was very, very healthy looking. I mean, its fur even looked good. Better run, little guy. Here is another native plant, the orange bush monkey flower. California native. If you are in California, this is the narrowleaf milkweed that you want to plant to attract monarch butterflies. Asclepias fascicularius. Here's some Cleveland sage. Now, when this is in bloom, it has an absolutely wonderful smell. So it should be here blooming pretty soon. Here is your kangaroo paw. And this is some type of sage. All right, I thought this was a nice place to end this video, sitting all among the underneath the bottle brush trees. We've seen a lot of bees up in there and some hummingbirds. But I want to tell you the best part about this place is that it's free, and we have found some lovely sections in here of plants. So if you are in Laguna, Niguel, or that area, I would suggest coming here. Plus, as I said before, the parking is free. And also, don't forget to subscribe, because it really helps my channel out a lot. And also, if you hit that like button, YouTube will promote my video more if you do those two things for me, if you could. And it is free. My channel will always be free, and I will never have one of those join buttons. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Check back with me next time to see what I'm up to. Bye.